Now we move to the next theme. We're going to talk about the future of vertical mobility, and that session is powered by Liftinsight, and they are also one of our main sponsors of the main stage. So Liftinsight as our first speaker, and that is Ronald Koedam from Mitsubishi Elevator, and I hope Ronald is already here.
I'm here, yeah.
Ah, that's great. Well, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, we're gonna move straight into your presentation, so no time to lose.
Okay.
Do you have a presentation with you, Ronald?
I have a presentation available. I will share it now.
Cool. Yes, we can see that.
Yeah?
Yep. That's
Okay. Great.
great.
Well, thanks for the opportunity to give you this presentation, and welcome to you all. I was asked to make a presentation about the future of vertical mobility. We from Mitsubishi, traditionally, we sold some elevators, and it was very tough to sell the quality and lowest environmental impact due to the price-driven decisions that were made today. So we introduced a new kind of model, having mobility as a service, and doing this also have some data-driven decisions made into this model. First of all, I will start the presentation with a short movie, and then I will go furthermore. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate and ask me later on after the presentation.
Hello, Ronald. Did you share it with sound?
Yeah, there's a sound in it, but is it not
It's not
coming?
playing right now with sound.
Okay, that's always difficult with Zoom or anything. I will skip the video then. That's no problem at all.
Okay.
The basic discussion in this movie is that we have to achieve a new kind of way of thinking, having a new way of using materials instead of buying materials in a linear economy. So straightforward to the circular economy. In Holland, it is very known as Nederland Circulair in 2050. We aim to have less primary use of raw materials. And how we do that and why we do that, it is very well known in the picture that I show now. I think most of you will recognize this mobile phone. It was a phone that you can use today. Still, you can use it today instead of the modern types of mobile phones where you have some new updates, and after, let's say, 2 years, the batteries fallen down, and some updates more or less will give you problems with the mobile, just to use it. Updates are not supported anymore. So it's designed for failure. It's designed for a replacement rate. And that was also very well known in other kind of segments like elevators. We achieved to make a usage model where circularity meets quality. We achieved to make a contract in which we promise our clients not only to have a better performance, but we have also some penalties in the contract if we do not achieve our high level of availability. Let's say for failures, we promise against a maximum against market average of approximately 3 disturbance per year, we promise only maximum 1 disturbance per year. If you have only 1 fill out, if you have a second fill out, it's very disappointed. And then we give ourselves a penalty, which concludes discount on the usage cost each year. And that we have also done for other KPIs like downtime, availability, and so on. But how do we do that? That's a new kind of getting into service. We were getting a new business model from product sales to maintenance model to service model, where we have a service level agreement. A next level to the circular economy level, not only having a service promise, but also disassembly or reuse for products and parts, where we have some interesting things already done. With that, we also had a cooperation with Madaster. I'm not sure if anyone of you knows Madaster, but in Madaster we have a material passport where we can address the materials into our products, and where we can take them apart and get them together back and bring them in the new line, into the new future. So Madaster will help us giving prices for materials and compositions in our today's models and bring them to the future again. We can reuse and recycle, but at first reuse materials. So in our opinion, the future is circular. And we start with a circular design in our products. So it's not only extract materials from our society, but it is only to help us use it in a certain way. Up to the on top of this value hill is optimized use. And if you have optimized use, we obtain for the longest use period as possible. So we obtain not to replace any products only when it's necessary, but in fact we strive to have a life extension, a lifetime expansion from our components. And that we are doing with the technology that's given to us by big data. The optimized use is the very first and best thing to achieve in circular economy. But after that, you have value recovery. So if you had a usage period and you have to take something back, then you have to take it back in the highest rate, reuse, refurbish, perhaps remanufacture, and at last recycle. But recycle is the last to achieve step that we make. So this model, it's not only hardcore value on business, but it's also a value on society. And the value on society we achieved in a true value analysis from KPMG, where we did an investigation on societal impact and environmental impact, and where we looked into the contribution to the goals for the United Nations. Well, if you have the results here, if every elevator in the Dutch country would be done in a lease model MUs from Mitsubishi, it would save society 190,000 hours of delay each year and 11.3 million euros each year. It's gaining to society. On global goals, we have a contribution to the goals 9, 11, 12, and 13 at least, and others also. So having made this model, it's not only a model that achieves a lower cost for the users in real life, but also having achieved the gainings for society as expected. For MUs, we had some benefits. It's recycling and reuse of parts, already as mentioned. There's no initial investment upfront to be made. So there's no discussion about lowest price to achieve best buy. We have a guaranteed availability, a maximum availability much more higher than others. And we have also not only availability guaranteed, but also noise, very low noise, energy friendly, and so on. In MUs, it's pay per use. So client is paying for usage of an elevator instead of buying an elevator and then depreciation afterwards. That is only done by having a circular fundament using smart data, remote monitoring. The big data helps us to make sure that we can introduce best decisions for activities. Having also, as explained, the extension of the top of the value hill and using. But afterwards, you have some reuse or recycling implementation already foreseen as a fundament, and that we can only achieve by having a design for disassembly. And there I also put in a new logo. It's a logo of our new kind of elevator Move. This Move elevator, as seen in the value hill, if you have a circular design, you can achieve better performance upfront for the circular economy. And there we had a Move based on cradle-to-cradle philosophy. We designed new kind of elevators. This new kind of elevators we will place into into MUs as a service model. So if you have an amount of effort taken into account, and if you look in the circularity in practice, then you see recovery, recycling, it's always, you can achieve that. But the further you come to repair, reuse, redesign, reduce, or even refuse, that's taken care of in the new product designs from cradle-to-cradle philosophy. Also refuse of materials, banned materials are taken care of in that. But that's difficult, very difficult if you have this cradle-to-cradle philosophy in you, because some parts of the delivery in your products will be made by third or even fourth parties, and they do not have this cooperation with you to achieve the best value on cradle-to-cradle, unfortunately. Challenge that we have to make is that you have, if you have data-driven communication, if you have data-driven decisions, you have to compile definitions, you have to establish protocols, and you have the need for smart communication. And that's why we cooperate with Liftinsight as one of our partners, having data-driven decisions here, and also where we collaborate with a next group, where we have a cooperation with other parties, having an open platform communication and easy to implement new kind of technologies in the future, new kind of products in the future, always taking care of the communication on the same kind of protocols. So, but it's a real big challenge because it's an open source, and therefore you are not. It's not your product anymore. It's a product made by others also. If we have the next level necessity in the future, we meet and we face some global and societal challenges. Will you be able to have a personal or social acceptance where you implement these kind of data-driven choices in your decisions? Because if the data that's supplied to you will force you to act in a certain way, will you accept that? But it's necessary, we think, because the livability, despite of densification, it's very, very necessary. Then we have the very necessity to implement it in organizational philosophy. You have to take it from inside out. Technical cooperation, of course, is necessary, and it's very necessary to include it because of the circularity and sustainability actions that we need to take care of today. Then again, back to our model. Of course, we always get a discussion if these kind of actions will be more expensive for the end users, or is it a better performance in total? Well, for sure, it's better, not only in function, but also in prices. We can promise the customer a better performance, highest quality against lowest price, because we can extend lifespan of components, because we can lower the actions that is necessary to get the service involved. It is less disturbance, less costs, longer lifespan. So in all kind of aspects, it's better. And it's better because of the data-driven actions that we take in. So in our opinion, it's only the first step. It's the first step to make a product like elevators getting in connection towards the environment in total. But if you have a best performance elevator, if you have this function in a building, it's also good to have connection to other kind of aspects in the building to have it the best way of service for the customer that's using it. Let's get further connected